Shut!
Yo, WavyOcho. Gonna react to Rhea Ripley in NXT.
It, man! Alright, Shove It Squad, welcome back to the Shove It Show, and today we're asking the question of, was it any good? It's been a while since I've done one of these, and as I'm starting to get back into modern wrestling, I thought this was a suitable video to help me more. Rhea Ripley is someone who seems awfully popular nowadays, and a lot of people say she's like comparable to China. Whilst I don't know if that's true or not, I might find out a bit more.
She's a better wrestler than China, that's a fact. And yeah, I know Rhea Ripley, she's in the storyline with Dominic Mysterio. And she and him and her like is in the Judgment Day along with Damian Priest and Finn Balor and shit, so yeah.
From today's video.
So stick around, don't frown. It's Rhea Ripley in NXT. Was it any good? Rhea had actually competed in the Mae Young Classic tournament in 2017, and this would invite her into the real NXT with a contract offer. She would mainly be working at house shows and live events against the other Mae Young tournament competitors. When the next year rolled around, it was time for the second annual tournament, and she'd find herself making it all the way to the semi-finals before losing to that year's finalist. Rhea Ripley would then be added as a competitor on NXT UK properly, where she would also defeat Toni Storm in another tournament. But this time it was for the vacant NXT UK Women's Championship, and she'd be the inaugural champion. Ripley would defend the title on TV twice, once against Isla Dawn and the other against Deonna Purrazzo. Rhea would lose the NXT UK Women's Championship to Toni Storm and take over Blackpool, and then soon after she'd make a surprise appearance in the Royal Rumble in 2019. Rhea would be a boring mid-carder for a few months until an episode of NXT in August, where Rhea would interrupt NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler before she could even cut a promo. So our run's gonna begin here. Ripley snatches the microphone from Baszler and Rhea says, "You've beaten everyone here, you haven't beaten me, bitch." That's the whole promo already. It's short and to the point, she didn't outstay her welcome, so it's fairly promising. Rhea seems like an immediate threat from this promo to the NXT Women's title, and we're jumping straight into a feud straight away, so no problem with that. Rhea would make her in-ring debut against Shayna Baszler in the main event on NXT 2 weeks later. Rhea's already over at the crowd in her first match, and just right before it can get good, Marina Shafir and Jessamine fucking names. And just right before it can get good, Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke come out to distract Rhea and hand Shayna a chair. Rhea is able to fight the chair out of Baszler's hand, and she says forget the match and hits Baszler with the chair, disqualifying herself in the process. I'm actually going to add a point for that, because Rhea sits the chair down in the ring waiting for Baszler to continue, so at least she is determined to beat Baszler. Rhea returns to the ring 2 weeks later in a match against Kaden Carter. Another 2 weeks later, she wins another squash match against Aaliyah using the prison trap submission, but also just ragdolling her around and slamming her face first. She should really do that one current day. That looked brutal. Rhea gets on the microphone.
I ain't gonna lie, that submission hold looked mad. That looked like it could really like damage your legs, bro. I'm not gonna hold you.
Basically says the same thing
She said to Shayna Baszler before, except now she's come in for the women's title, but we kind of already knew that. You'd hope the promo skills would go a bit further at this point. Tell us something new. Who are you? Ripley is really getting the shine she needs, but it's odd that they just have her just not appear at all every other week if they're building her up as the next champion. Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair is our next encounter, and the match ending is probably the most noteworthy. Rhea gets hit with a feint kick from Io Shirai out of nowhere, and it almost costs her the match before she kicks out. Shirai dumps in a nappy of anger and gets pulled off the...
And this is where NXT used to be watchable, bro. They NXT, like, you know, like they WWE bought NXT in the USA. It was on like, it was on network, it was on USA, you feel me? And NXT was watchable at the time, bro. But now like going through like later down the years go by, and NXT just wasn't watchable anymore, bro. Feel me? It started changing, you feel me?
By Candice LeRae. Rhea takes control of a kick attempt from Belair and hits the Riptide for the win. Rhea's still unpinned. Her only loss was beating the hell out of Baszler with a chair. No one cares about that. This run's still looking promising. The next week, Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai would get overpowered by Baszler and her buddies, and to the rescue comes Mama Rhea, Gonorrhea, Diarrhea. You have nothing to fear. She saves Tegan
Nox from a broken arm. Io Shirai appears. Io appears and hits Rhea out of nowhere, and they start brawling. And then Bianca Belair teams with Shirai right before Candice LeRae appears for backup. Everything starts breaking down. Eventually, Shayna invites Rhea into the ring. We get to the morning. Referees and security come out and start pulling all the women away from each other as William Regal demands. William Regal thinks this issue can be resolved with 2 words: War Games. We switch over to SmackDown. Yeah, I know, this is our NXT run, but during this time we had a triple brand warfare and Survivor Series, and this was the night to set it up. Rhea would compete in a tag team match with Tegan Nox against Fire and Desire. Your fire, your desire. Rhea would make quick work of Deville Rose, and at the end of the show, Triple H lays down the law that Rhea is among the army of NXT soldiers that will compete against SmackDown and Raw. The preparation on NXT is all out for the War Games matches. Mia Yim then joins Rhea's side as she starts whacking the opposing team with a kendo stick. We keep switching in between shows because apparently the Hawk can't keep up at one, so why not have another? It's perfect for someone with ADHD. Just tip Ritalin in your ass and you'll be fine. Cool transition to NXT where Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch calls out NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler, but instead it's Rhea who answers the challenge. You're the man? Let's see if you've got a set of balls. The athlete throws down the mic. We have an impromptu match on our hands. Rhea doesn't need to say much, but she can really sell you on her promo ability just from the little she says. It's said in a convincing manner. This interference will be thrown out due to interference from Baszler's barrage, but Lynch and Rhea start fighting them off. Flashback to SmackDown, and Charlotte Flair challenges Sasha Banks to a match with all of the Team Raw and Team SmackDown present. But they forgot someone. Team NXT appears, and Rhea issues a triple threat Survivor Series captains match with Sasha and Charlotte. The match concludes when Rhea is able to turn a figure 8 submission hold on Charlotte into a pinfall for the win. So not only did she win for her team, but she also did it in a very unique way, and it's a big win for her. We move over to the first ever women's War Games match, and after a hellacious battle inside the double rings, Shayna Baszler almost makes Rhea pass out to the Kirifuda clutch, but Rhea's able to lock a pair of handcuffs on herself and Shayna. She starts kicking the hell out of Shayna, and then she delivers a riptide for the win for a stack of chairs. Great way to showcase Rhea, and she got the win from her team. She pinned the champion and also won the first ever War Games. Is there ever going to be anything bad on this run? And like Shelton Benjamin, there ain't no stopping, because after competing in War Games less than 24 hours before, she competes in a triple threat tag team match between all 3 brands at Survivor Series, with some assistance from Io and Candice, and then she hits a riptide on Sasha Banks to win the match. Gotta admire that perseverance and the determination of her to compete almost 3 nights in a row. We move on to Rhea Ripley interrupting Baszler again on the next episode of NXT, and Rhea gets a standing ovation from the crowd for her performance from the past weekend. But Baszler starts to run away as Rhea starts beating her on the mic. She needs to say something to her face. Rhea tells Shayna that you beat Charlotte and Bayley, but I beat you, and next time I do it, it's going to be for the NXT Women's Championship. Rhea demands that Shayna fights her now, but Baszler pieces out. So we finally get the match we've been waiting for, plus more. There's no reason to snore. Rhea would be able to counter Shayna on the top rope, and she hits an avalanche riptide for the pinfall win in that match, and she picks up the NXT Women's title. Definitely well deserved and a good build. The timing is in the right place, and it was a great match to crown a new champion. And the subject of the video today is now a world champion.
Damn, bro. There's mad people in that building, bro. In that ring, feel me? Mad people in that ring. I'm surprised the ring didn't break, bro.
That's not something that's happened before, was it any good? I've got to add an extra point too for the fan celebration holding Rhea in the air. Just one of the most feel-good title wins of NXT. Almost the female version of Sami Zayn's NXT title victory. Ripley makes her appearance for the first time as NXT Women's Champion on the second episode of NXT in 2020. Rhea would also go on to be crowned the Female Superstar of the Year for 2019 for NXT. She holds a little appreciation speech to the NXT universe, but before she's interrupted by the woman who beat Rhea for the NXT UK Women's title, Toni Storm. Toni reminds her that she's beaten Rhea twice before, and she will do it again. She's going to challenge for both the UK Women's title and the NXT Women's title. Rhea accepts the challenge, but a bunch of other women all interrupt the promo, and everyone wants a piece of the Women's Championship. And then it's on like Donkey Kong, as all 6 women brawl with one another, and this leads us to an impromptu 6-woman tag match. Rhea would once again get the win with the riptide on Belair, so Ripley moved on to defeat Toni Storm for the first time at Worlds Collide in a great first title defense. Toni was put down with a riptide, and Rhea continues her reign of dominance. That should last and continue for a long time. I hope it stays like this forever. We have to move over to Raw this time instead of SmackDown. The Royal Rumble passes by, and Charlotte Flair is the winner this year, and she'll be making her announcement on what championship she wants to challenge for at WrestleMania. Charlotte tells her how she is a 10-time champion, but the Queen wants all the gold, and our mummy comes close and does the same promo she did to Baszler, where she says she's beaten everyone, but she's also beaten Charlotte before. So nice little twist on her Raw debut, having a similar story thread. Rhea wants Charlotte to challenge her for the title at WrestleMania, but Charlotte just ignores her and walks off. Back to NXT, Charlotte has returned to NXT to address the challenge from Rhea on Raw. Bianca Belair is in the ring, and during the time Rhea was feuding with Charlotte, Bianca won a battle royal, earning herself an NXT Women's title opportunity. She demands that Ripley comes face-to-face with her, but she gets Charlotte Flair instead. Bianca tries to step in front of Rhea, but Bianca gets pushed back from Charlotte, and Bianca starts getting hyped. Belair brings up the fact that no one is going to overlook her just because it's Charlotte, and looking back on this definitely should have been a triple threat match for WrestleMania. It would have been a lot more entertaining. Bianca and Rhea double-team Charlotte because she isn't NXT. Well played, going with the family and unity idea for NXT in 2019-2020. This is probably where I start deducting points, because Sarah Logan delivers a very shouty and not thought-out promo talking about defending her turf, as she is a Raw wrestler. Charlotte also comes down to the stage to get a good view of the ring. Rhea makes quick work of Sarah Logan, if you wanted to know. It's not really that surprising. It's also kind of pointless. It's probably the worst bit of this run so far. Rhea gets a microphone and demands an answer for Charlotte's WrestleMania match. Charlotte's basically telling Rhea to win the match at TakeOver and then you'll get your answer. Meanwhile, at Full Sail, Bianca and Rhea confront each other days before the match. They come to blows after a war of words, and then Bianca hits a KOD on Rhea and gets the last laugh before Sunday. Rhea retains the championship at TakeOver Portland, and as Rhea celebrates another successful title defense, Charlotte Flair attacks her from behind. And the Queen gets on the mic, and she says she will face Rhea at WrestleMania, right before she drops Rhea of a natural selection, and she holds up the NXT Women's Championship. Charlotte would go one-on-one with Bianca Belair on the February 26th episode of NXT, and Charlotte delivered a post-match attack on Belair, and she'd stomp on Bianca's leg in a chair and knock on the figure 8 whilst Rhea made her entrance and chased Charlotte off. Good to see that they're little friends still. Rhea gives Charlotte a smack on a later episode of Raw, and on the first episode of Pandemic NXT, the crowd start chanting, "Go back to Raw." I'm taking a point off because these promos are just getting repetitive, as this one just ends with Charlotte Rhea brawling and Charlotte getting away. Charlotte does start slamming Rhea's leg against the table and knocks on a figure 4 around the ring post. Now, like I said, this was during the beginning of the pandemic, and there really wasn't a lot that could be done to hype up a match because there was a lot of uncertainty regarding if the event would actually go ahead as planned, and surprisingly it did. And it was done with 0 people in the audience.
Charlotte do not need to win that NXT title. Charlotte do not need to win that title, bro. Like, she don't need a title, bro. Like, to feel me, like, she doesn't need that title, you feel me? Like, she don't need to win a title, like, what the fuck?
Now, in a very dumb
decision, which to this day I can never understand why, but Rhea Ripley does not retain her title in this match. Yes, instead of giving
Rhea Ripley was an NXT superstar, bro. And Charlotte Flair is, she already passed the NXT phases, bro. Like, she was
an even more credible
win by defeating the 10-time champion. Let's just give Charlotte her 11th title reign in 4 years. But yeah, Charlotte makes Rhea Ripley tap out to the figure 8 and she loses the NXT Women's title at WrestleMania. Well, thank God that no one saw it. Can you imagine the protest if this was in front of a live crowd? And that's the end of Rhea Ripley as NXT Women's Champion. It was mostly good, but it was ruined at the end. I'm glad everyone's enjoying her work now.
Okay, that's the vid. So yeah, bro, let me know what y'all think, bro. Like, yeah, Rhea Ripley, like, she's doing her thing. Like, she's in the storyline with Dominic. She's in that love, like, storyline with Dominic Mysterio. Like, y'all see her and Dominic in like together all the time in the ring. You feel me? Like, so yeah, bro. Like, let me know what y'all think, bro. Like, so yeah, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Y'all know the vibes. Let me make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Y'all know the vibes. WavyOcho checking out. You are.